Zanzan, what a week, my man. Dude, God, sometimes these things just come to me, man. What's up, dude?
No, what's good?
Welcome back to everybody. Well, not just us having a conversation. Esports Rewind Podcast number 17. What a week, Xanafer.
Yeah,
we've had a week, man.
It's been wild.
It's been a good week.
Yeah, great, I'd say.
And, I mean, some great growth in the channel, some great interactions, some great comments.
Thank you all very much for that.
Yeah, you guys really keep us alive over here, along with these energy drinks, which we're still not sponsored by. It's been a 2 energy drink, like you said, kind of day. So I'm chugging along. So let's get into it. If you guys are new to the podcast, which I'm sure a few of you guys might be, we touch on esports and gaming news here, and we do so in a podcast fashion to recap the week of the craziest, stupidest esports and gaming news.
And so Jake and I have an excuse to just go in a room and talk for an hour.
We get an excuse to rant to all of you that listen to this somehow. So why don't we break it down, Zan? You ready to get into this one?
Let's get into it.
Let's get into it. Oh, no. Oh, no.
Is that how you're what?
Yeah.
What even is that? Are you okay? This is what happens when Jake has 2 energy drinks within back to back like this.
Remember last week when we started the stories? Hey. Anyway, so I wanted to say that because it's another not so shocking story of the N-word, man. And I think we're the best podcast on earth to break down the N-word. That sounds weird. I didn't mean to say that. You know who I'm talking about, though.
Yeah, it's Tfue.
Tfue saying the nunna word. And if you guys had not heard about this, it's probably our 3rd video on this. Yes, Tfue broke down the little N-word. And I say little n because it's not like the hard RN, but it's still a soft AN. And I think by a lot of people's standards out there, it still classifies as a bad word.
I would say so. It's bad in my mind because I know for everybody out there who's like, oh, it's not that big of a deal. It's not like it's directly calling a black person the N-word. And I'm like, really? But it's so easy to just not say that.
Yeah, and especially when you look at a grown man saying it while playing Minecraft, it's just something about it. It eats away at you.
Yeah, contextually, there's no reason for him to do that unless he's a problematic individual.
He's had a bit of a history when it comes to Twitch bans, and so I bring up this talking point of how you feel about this. At the point of us recording, he has not been banned for it. Although I think I don't mean to target the guy. When we share esports and gaming news, this is stuff that needs to be shared. I think, in my opinion, we're going to talk about we're going to talk about Amaranth, Alinity doing it. We're going to talk about Tfue doing it.
Yeah.
I don't mean to attack the guy, but I think it's a pretty in-light topic, especially when you consider the fact that Twitch is subjectively banning people all around the world in different manners. And that's what kind of bothers me almost the most about this.
Yeah, it makes I have, at this point in time, I have zero faith in Twitch as a company for any kind of business dealings whatsoever. If they ever put their name on something, it's like, oh, trust us. I'm like, yeah, but no, though.
What have you done historically to show that we should trust you?
Yeah.
And especially when it comes to this, when you break down their TOS, even when you get into their terms of service, it's so subjectively worded that, yes, maybe because according to their own rules, they're not in the wrong for doing so. But when you're going to give some people bans for saying words that sound like the N-word, but then when someone says it, you don't ban them, you're going to cause a lot of conflict out there, and rightfully so.
Yeah, I would hate being a streamer right now because I would feel so concerned all the time that I would say something that vaguely sounds like problematic.
And I'd almost be more worried if you're not a big streamer, too. Big streamers seem to be getting away with a lot more stuff.
If I was a big streamer, I wouldn't care. I'd feel like, oh, I'm invincible.
Yeah.
I can do whatever.
I think right now might be it's a weird way it might be the least powerful and most powerful time to be a big Twitch streamer because they're still banning people like Dr. Disrespect, but you got to go out and you got to go out to a bathroom to be banned. You got to do some obvious stuff.
Extreme.
Yeah.
That's actually wild to think about, that you have to do something that
microphone's in. You're 45 feet back from your microphone.
Yeah, they can hear me.
Man, it's just such.
I have good faith in people.
Dang, dude, I've been watching them God, get closer.
We have
please.
A huge lip reading audience, but no, it's just wild that you have to do something that extreme to have to and even then I was wondering, will he actually get banned?
I don't know. By the time this goes live, he might have been. But at this point, it seems if Twitch does not respond within 48 hours, they're usually free to go. And it almost bothers me more that they don't say why. Give me a reason why.
Yeah.
This is not the best way to go. Even if they said in a public statement, he said it with a soft A at the end. That's why we're not banning him. Okay, give us something. And that way other streamers know. Well, again, that's what also we got comments about this. Oh, you said it with a soft A. You imagine if Twitch let anybody say the N-word with whatever letter at the end? As a business, you cannot allow anybody to just go say the N-word because it's a soft A at the end.
Yeah, drop the N-word with a Q on the end. I'm fine.
If you're a business owner, you do not let people drop anything around the defamatory or hateful conduct or racist terms. Not anywhere near it.
Right,
and so it's weird that Twitch is not enforcing it on one of their bigger streamers, and that's why it drives controversy. And that's why we're talking about it. And I don't even know how to respond to it. I'm not really sure exactly what should be done. I think it's worthy of a ban, but if they're not going to, I'm confused. I don't know what is going through their heads.
Yeah, I don't know. I saw several articles where I just saw Twitch obviously knows about it. There's no way. Tfue has a team of people at Twitch that are probably dedicated just to him.
Yeah, to watching him. I mean, he has a past saying these kind of things.
Yeah.
And now it becomes even weirder because, okay, now this deserves context because back in the day he was given, I believe, a 30-day ban for saying the word coon.
Right. Yeah,
his explanation, and I'm not really again not going to give my side of this, guys. His explanation was that apparently one of the Fortnite characters was wearing a skin that resembled a raccoon, so he called him a coon. He got no. Don't even touch. Shut up. Not the big. That's not the big deal here. Okay. The big deal is that he got a 30-day ban for saying that. Don't give his explanation an excuse.
It'd be so easy for Twitch to just be like, yeah, sure, 30 days. It's not going to hurt Tfue. Tfue's going to be all right.
So have we now?
Tfue's not going to be out on the street desperate for food.
Is this Twitch saying that the word coon is not as racy as the N-word with a soft A, or like how is?
Probably not. This is probably Twitch being like, oh snap, we can't ban him because then it's his third ban, and then we have to suspend him, or no, we have to actually come out and say this is why we aren't suspending him, so we can't. So they're just like, let's just do nothing.
The best response is no response.
Let's just hide, and people will forget about it.
Yeah, eventually. Well, we're not going. I'm not going anywhere. Tfue said it, but oh God, something's weird going on at Twitch. We're gonna find out what's in their soup.
I am concerned. All right. Well,
you got a story for us?
Yeah, I got a story, and this is more of a PSA than a full story, and more just like let everybody know because this does kind of affect all of our viewers. There's a good to fair chance.
You listening, viewers? This affects you.
Yeah. Heads up. Just know there was a huge data breach, really bad, really problematic one, over on Shopify.
Okay.
I think so. And let me be clear, this is not Shopify's fault. Shopify did everything they could as soon as they knew about the situation and responded appropriately.
It's not their fault, Zan?
Not their fault. Good guy Shopify over here doing the right thing.
And this is also following the insanity of breaches we've had this year.
No, yeah. I think
you guys are dirty internet people. People are mean. Sorry, continue.
The thing is, it's not even the internet people. It's always the company's fault. And then in this case, it's the company's fault. It's the company just being stupid.
You just said it wasn't Shopify's fault.
No, it's not Shopify.
It's someone tied.
Company.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hit us with it.
Yeah, so there's this third-party marketing add-on called Beekeeting that basically,
sounds hackable for sure.
Yeah, right. You see beekeeping and you think, I could get in that.
Literally, if you're a hacker, yeah, I could do this.
Funny part is, this wasn't. It's never actually a hacker. It's never Neo over here like I can crack the matrix.
Yeah, it's some Reddit user.
No, and it's never even a Reddit user. It's just the company just being stupid and leaving stuff unsecured and just feeling, I could. Usually it's a nice person
just stumbling upon it.
Yeah, just stumbling upon it and noticing, hey, this is a huge problem. Please fix this, and then them just not fixing it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, there's a huge data leak of the full name, order history, email address, phone number, full street address of over 300,000 online storefronts, including Team Liquid, FaZe Clan, CLG, G Fuel, and that one esports clothing line who shall not be named.
Ateo!
No. They don't deserve popularity.
The best clothing brand in esports got hacked?
I'm not going to talk trash about them because I will, as a fact.
That's a throwback to like episode 3 where we just you trashed Ateo. I stood there and watched.
Them. Yeah. I could say a lot of bad things about Ateo, but I'm not going to.
But let's get back to these esports orgs got.
All these esports orgs.
Oh my God.
All of them. And there are probably several more because this is like one of those third-party add-ons in Shopify. And I'd say a lot of people use Shopify. This isn't 300,000 people individually affected. This is 300,000 stores affected.
Oh my God, that's some valuable data too.
You know
how much people are going to pay for some Liquid names and addresses. God, we got some creeps out there.
Right?
Oh.
And this is shout out to the guy who discovered this initially, Ethan Beasy Spector.
Sounds about right. Yep.
Yeah,
call me Spectre. Ethan Beasy Spectre. God, dude. Is that his actual name?
I think Beasy is his online name.
Okay.
Yeah.
Spectre's still a sick last name, though.
Right? If that's actually his last name, that's kind of dope. But anyway, yeah, this dude kept it all on the down low, tried to get in contact with with BeatKeating, let them know, hey, there's a database vulnerability over here. Please fix it. Hey. They didn't respond. So he actually reached out to Team Liquid. I think they're one of their programming people. And he was like, hey, this is a huge problem. And they immediately realized, yeah, this is a huge problem because it's super easy, super noticeable, huge problem. They got in touch with BeatKeating. They got in one email chain. BeatKeating was like, hi. Ethan was like, hey, here's what's up. BeatKeating was like, nothing. Silence, didn't fix it.
Even when Liquid got involved?
Even when Liquid got involved.
Oh, and then it gets leaked.
Yeah, they had to reach out to Shopify. And Shopify, as soon as they heard, they were like, let's just fix this. Just fix it. Because it was like a super, I'm not going to get into the nitty gritty of exactly what the problem was because it'd be a lot to understand for some people. Because, not everybody codes, right?
Yeah, no, me included.
Yeah.
Could they sue?
At base level, oh, heck yes. This company, if they have any kind of, they have to since a lot of these companies are in the States, it is illegal data breaches. If you don't inform the people who were affected, that's illegal.
This is how the esports bubble doesn't pop.
Yeah.
We got esports orgs suing people like BeatKeating to keep us alive.
They very well could. Because, it's not like they didn't tell any of the orgs either.
Yeah, that's the worst part. It always happens that way, man.
Yeah.
There's always one person that's like, yo, and then the big guy's like, not going to pay attention. I'm fine. Yeah. Like the Titanic. Yep. There's probably one person.
I'm pretty sure the Titanic wasn't like that.
Is this too soon?
I don't think the Titanic was.
There was probably one person on deck that saw the bird.
There's an iceberg over there.
Yeah. One little kid's like, I see a bird. And then the captain's like, yeah, whatever, kid. And then just kaboom. This is like that all over again.
Yeah, it's real bad. So, just shout out everybody, change your passwords. Try to protect yourselves online as much as you can because it's everybody. I feel like everybody at this point has had their data stolen at one point in time.
And a lot of probably without even knowing it.
Yeah,
it happens.
Yeah.
Frequently change your passwords, guys. I know you want to be lazy and have the same 2 or 3 passwords across your 4 or 6 Gmails accounts and YouTube. Change it every 6 months.
Yep.
Like my father.
Personally, I'd say every 90 days. Every 90 days.
Okay, I don't know. I'm fine. I'll be fine.
No, you can get real. It's because if it's fine if a problem doesn't happen, but if a problem does
Mark my
happen,
words, man, I'll be fine.
Just watch your social security get stolen like tomorrow.
Some dude's popping up as Jake in Thailand. I'm like, oh, well.
Yeah, right.
But yeah, shouts to all of you guys who, keep calling this kind of stuff. Hopefully one day the big guy's going to hear you ahead of time before it actually happens.
They never will.
Will this be the last data breach of 2019, though?
Nope. I already saw another one.
All right, Zan, let's keep this brief, man. It's called the Ninjas in Pyjamas. It's the Ninjas. Oh, freaking.
It's the caffeine.
I can't even see the camera right now. I'm just like, I'm glossed over in the face. Ninjas in Pyjamas investigation. Mm-hmm. Obviously, probably one of the biggest esports investigations of this year. One of many, like our data breaches. Yeah, we have some investigations of esports orgs.
Several.
I'm sure you saw a few of the headlines out there. The NIP investigation did conclude. I'm super curious from an outsider kind of perspective, what you think about these details that we now know. Let me preface by saying the investigation did reveal a lot of things. I think it was pretty good. Gave some solid information on both sides. It concluded by saying that NIP was not really guilty. They've kind of improved their ways. But at the same time, it did actually bring forward a lot of the issues in NIP and admitted that there were a lot of financial misdoings and wrongdoings that have not been accounted for. So I think that's overlooked. But the investigation was actually led by a guy known as Ian Smith. Ian Smith is on the board of WESA, the World Esports Association. He's on the same board as the person he's investigating, that being Hashim Shaheen, NIP CEO. We knew this right away. Yeah. There wasn't really too many I wasn't, excuse you.
Sorry.
There wasn't too many call-outs out there of it being, potentially biased, and I don't think he was. But that's kind of the red flag number one, right? They're on the same board together. They work together.
Like you'd think you'd want to avoid any vague appearance of impropriety.
Right.
When you're investigating something like this, that is the allegations made against NIP are serious with a capital S.
And so even if he's a long lost cousin of the guy, you want to be a bit weary about what he says, you know?
I'd say like even if we heard, oh, he has lunch with him every now and again, I'd be like, yeah, maybe have somebody else do the investigation.
Yeah, like, and
why not?
I'm like, what are you? He might, you know, I'm not saying he does, but he might have some sort of tie, whether it's financially or you know, friendship wise, to twist a few words here and there. It can make a huge difference. So it goes on. He also apparently admits that through the 20,000 emails, he did not read them all. He was given 3 to 6 days. The wording was a bit confusing to read those emails, which again is like, wow. 20,000 emails. You openly admit that you did not read them all.
Yeah.
You were given a super short period of time.
Which doesn't make any sense to me. That short period of time is the sketchiest thing about this entire situation.
He made sure to say that there was like a need for a quick response. No, we've been waiting. It happened back in 2014, 2012, 2014. We're like, we've waited years. We can wait a few months.
To me, them saying that we needed a quick response is them saying our investors are getting concerned that we look super, 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 super sketchy right now.
So we got to clear their name right now. That's a great point to make, and one I haven't really thought of. So this is why I love your perspective just in general, and also in this case from an outside perspective, how you see things. So he's openly, he knows the guy. He's on the same board as him. He did not read every email. There was a lot of emails. He was potentially rushed. On top of that, he does go and said that his opinion or his investigation is not definitive because it was kind of rushed and didn't go over all the material.
Then why even do it?
It's weird, right? Like, why release the investigation if you openly admit you didn't do everything correctly and it's not definitive?
Right.
And then very lastly for us, he also makes sure to state, I'm sure you've heard this one, he doesn't speak the main language of the documents he was reviewing.
Which invalidates everything he has to say, in my mind.
Google Translate is fine.
In my mind, that's like saying...
It's like putting you and me on the job.
Yeah. I mean, that's what our video was. I mean, like, if I love esports, and I would love to be involved in that. No, never mind. Let me walk that back. I don't know how. But anyway, I was about to say I'd love to be involved in NIP. And then I was like, you know what?
Wait, I shouldn't be laughing. I was told my laugh sucks. I want to do my real life
weirder,
though.
But no, yeah. See, like this is like him saying that is the equivalent of that in my mind. That's almost like saying, yeah, this isn't an investigation.
But you're like,
this isn't
to his credit as well. But it's a decent investigation. Like I'm also it's weird because like I don't know how he makes me like I'm glad he admits it, but it's like maybe you shouldn't have done it in the first place. You're gonna admit this kind of stuff.
I feel like that's just to cover his own back, legally speaking. That's just to cover him and the WESA. Because let's be real, the WESA is kind of nonsense. Like, really, really and
like
truly.
A lot of associations right now. They're not really...
Honestly, I don't know a single regulatory committee in all of video games overall. Not just esports. Video games, period. That is A+. They're doing a good job. They're all kind of like run by like 5-year-olds.
Okay, well, they're not 5. They're actually a lot older than that.
Which is almost worse.
I think we get your point. They're not necessarily the most certified, most structured, most progressive things out there.
Tons of mistakes all over the place.
But yeah, it's just a very weird point. And now that if we go forward and stuff further comes out, which I assume will against NIP, are NIP going to say, well, WESA cleared us, we're fine. Like, we're not definitively cleared, but we're kind of halfway cleared.
They can say they're cleared, though, which is all that matters at the end of the day. I mean,
I wanted your say on it, and so obviously you think it's a bit off as well. I think a lot of people out there agree.
I think it's very off. I think.
This story will continue, and me and Zan will continue to break it down for all of you guys and give our interesting outside opinions as the experts we are not.
All right, Jake. So I got this is kind of a story, kind of more of a question for you that I want your opinion on.
I love answering your questions.
It's a pretty straightforward one. Okay. It's do you think Overwatch League tickets are worth the price?
Oh yes, oh my god. Oh, I'm so glad we're having this freaking debate, dude. This is a really tough one. We actually had this discussion as a team, I think last week as well. This is tricky, man. There's a lot of avenues here.
Right, yeah.
Do you have the price points by chance?
They're all different, but generally speaking, it's around $60 to $70 minimum for 2 days of a tournament event, and up to like 150.
I thought was max.
Yeah, I saw one pair of tickets for $200.
Like.
Is that worth it?
I think it's entirely subjective on how big of a fan you are.
Of course.
I think when it comes to if you are actually located near a venue and you're a fan of that city, $60 to $70 for a weekend worth of games and you're a fan of general Overwatch, heck yes. I think that's a pretty good price point.
Yeah, I think that's okay.
Do you have other tickets you're going to compare this to potentially, or?
No, because in my mind, I feel like this is kind of different in a sense, because when you look at an Overwatch League event, what are you going there to do, right? You're going there to watch some people play Overwatch, which is dope, sure. I'd love to see a team play Overwatch, right? But then what else are you doing? I've seen a couple venues mention, hey, we're going to have this random tiny rapper come out and do some music, or we're going to give away some swag, or, hey, you can come spend more money and buy stuff here.
Okay, this brings up another great point, because I now that we're additionally thinking about this, okay, so you're saying, let's say 60 to 70 minimum, max around 150 to 200 for a weekend of Overwatch League regular season matches.
Yeah.
Now it becomes the argument of, okay, that's probably the same borderline-ish range of prices that people pay to go to main S-tier events. Right, ESL Cologne, IEM Sydney. Obviously, you might have to travel with those. So I think there's a fine line. If you're not having to travel, that's a great value. If you are having to travel, you might as well go to a main tier event where you're getting a lot more value and a lot more high tier risky gameplay.
Yeah. I'm thinking like it's so weird to think of people paying, like, I can't imagine shelling out $100 plus. Like, even as an esports fan, I don't know that I would do that.
But if they're in your city, can you really judge people for going if they're that big of a fan?
No, definitely not. I would say, hey, I'm glad this is an opportunity that's available. I'm glad people are happy to go and everything, right? Pardon me. I'm just wondering, like, what are they doing to make it worth the price, and how effective will this be, especially next year, where in the United States, for those of you who don't know, we're about to hit a recession.
I was going to say as well, kind of the bigger debate probably going forward is not so much, is this a great deal? Because I think it's dependent upon the person. Is this a long-term feasible option? Like, can they continue to charge those prices and get the players or people to come as much as they are right now?
Right.
I don't know. I think you're definitely right in terms of entertainment value. You got to offer something more than just a weekly league match.
Yeah.
But that's my opinion. Again, Overwatch fans could be diehards for all we know. They could have great show-up rates as well. So, I don't know about the recession thing. We're hopefully going to hold off for a year or two, because the recession pairing up with an esports bubble, I don't like to hear that. Right?
There's a really good chance that the next year is I don't want to get into politics too much.
I love having a 401k and all of a sudden hearing this. I've had a 401k for 3 weeks, and all of a sudden.
Yeah, you don't want to see my investments right now. They're looking real bad. It sucks.
But yeah, I think it's a weird argument to make. I don't know what you guys think as well. I think if you are in the same city and you're a big fan, heck yeah. Is it a long-term feasible thing to have to pay for travel and this fee for weekly gameplay? Probably not.
Yeah, just to go watch.
Yeah.
I don't know.
And so that's why it's going to be a weird thing for the franchise model in the future, because when you compare it to Call of Duty, where they're going to have a lot more places in America for people to travel to. I apologize for all of you guys who are Europe and non-Americans. I think Call of Duty, is going to probably have lower ticket prices and a lot more cities available.
I would hope so.
And I think the crowds for Call of Duty are, in my opinion, they can be pretty freaking hype, and I like that atmosphere more.
Yeah. I feel that.
I think it's going to be subjective not only for the person but also for the esport, and we'll see if
for sure.
They're going to have to make it survive. And it's not up to us, luckily.
Yeah. I mean, I hope it does well. I really hope the Overwatch League succeeds in this new franchise state.
Yeah. And we'll find out. I'm gonna keep my topics. It's gonna be last one, man. Okay. I'm gonna keep some for next week. We'll have another special episode.
Keep them in suspense.
Yep. I'm keep you guys waiting. Only 2 stories from me this week. Hit me with it though.
All right. So Gears of War 5. Yeah. So that comes out tomorrow on the day that we're recording this, or it comes out in its pre-release state. I think you can get it early through Xbox Game Pass.
Fair enough.
And I've kind of been amazed by how many dominoes Gears is lining up to stealthily be one of the biggest games of the year.
Oh my gosh, optimistic Zan, I'm here.
And this is I am not a Gears of War fan at all. Like last weekend, I went. I've never played Gears of War because I've always been like a PlayStation guy, right? So I went and played Gears 1, 2, and 3 just to get a feel for it. Didn't really like it. I think in large part it's just not my thing. Right?
Yeah, fair enough. It's weird style of gameplay compared to a lot of games out there.
Yeah, I'm more of like a character action type person. Yeah. So, but I think it almost has more potential than the upcoming Call of Duty game.
Wow.
And
okay. All right. You better have some backup points,
this
mother
is, once
fricker.
again, I would not have ever thought we'd be in a place where I'm looking at Gears of War 5 and expecting more from that than Modern Warfare.
All right, hit me with your reasons, because there's got to be some definitive points out there, man.
Okay, so first of all...
Definitive.
Yeah.
This ain't no NIP investigation. Give me some definitive points, my boy.
They're doing so much right with this game. First of all, the writing is really strong, actually. Surprisingly so. Like, I've watched a lot of the campaign gameplay.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, Ninja streaming, and I watched Skill Up's review and everything, and there is, like, some tight writing in there. Like,
I won't deny that. Not a huge storyline guy myself either,
yeah,
so...
Yeah, I mean, it's not even, like, pure storyline stuff. It's just, like, good, like, clips, really good, like, back and forth between the characters and stuff, right? So, it's got that going for it.
Back and forth between the characters isn't storyline?
No, not...
Question mark?
If I'm talking to you... Well, no, yeah, if two characters are talking about what they had for lunch, is that the story?
It's part of it, man.
Is it?
It's an offset story to the storyline.
If they're just having a conversation.
I'll shut up. Yeah. You keep going.
Also, it's super cheap. It's super cheap to play Gears.
How much is it?
I mean, obviously, retail price is still $60, right? But you get it with Xbox Game Pass.
Super cheap.
You get it with Xbox Game Pass. You can get Game Pass for a month for $1 or 2 months for $2. I think I paid $4.99 last weekend and I got it for 3 months. And I was just like, I can just play Gears 5.
But can you keep playing it after 3 months, or do you got to buy it by then?
No, you gotta buy it by then, or you keep using Game Pass. But I mean, it's not like Gears is the only thing on Game Pass.
Okay.
So, you know, I mean, and that's like no money. That's less than lunch in most situations.
Yes.
Just to play like a AAA, really well put together game.
Uh-huh.
Not only that, it has the most accessibility options I've ever seen in any AAA game ever. Like accessibility meaning like, say, for people with disabilities or even just people that don't want to mash buttons for QTEs, tons of those, right?
Okay.
And as a result, it's been getting tons of good press, like across the board, glowing reviews, amazing stuff to say about it. And ahead of release, Call of Duty is getting stuff like, this game should be banned. Or we should censor stuff in the game.
Hey, COD's got some... Hey, don't listen to him, guys. Yeah. COD's got promise in my books, okay? I don't pay attention to that negativity. Don't get me...
Jake,
don't get me started, man.
I'm not saying these people are right to say that stuff, right? I certainly do not believe it. But if you look at the press around Gears, it's all like, look at this really actually surprisingly well put together war story that's really solid. And look at all these great things they're doing for accessibility. And look at all these things they're doing specifically to support the LGBTQ community.
Okay, so they got their fine lines. They got their strings down. But you need
all the celebrities that are in the game. They got Batista in there. They've got Terminator and Sarah Connor.
Characters, storyline, your fine line communities out there. They only get you so far. They got their stringent communities covered. Okay. But when it comes to a successful long-term or just in general a big success, you need a solid multiplayer.
Which it looks, by all means, it looks like they have.
And that's going to be tough competition for a Call of Duty, which could be the best we've seen in the last decade. Just throwing it out there. Yeah, thanks.
It could be.
It might not be.
It could be.
It could flop like a fish. It could be bad. But I'm just saying.
I'm also very much looking forward to Call of Duty. But with the way Call of Duty's worked in recent years, I can't. Like, I'm really worried about buying the game because I don't want to support a game.
Hey, you're not the only one, man.
That's going to have like a red dot site.
And I'm not saying you're wrong. I think you have a solid argument here from what you told me so far, especially with the doubt that is always around a Call of Duty title.
Yeah.
There has not been a year in the past 5, if not more, that people have not doubted it. And we have good reason to.
Yeah, it'd be so easy for them to just not.
You got pro players like Scump. Literally a couple days back on Nate Shott's podcast, he literally goes, "Oh man, it looks good. Probably is gonna suck, but it looks good." Like, that's what that's the state of the game. Now it is the first ever cross-platform, so I'll give it that. I think great things, but I definitely think you have a point in that. Just kind of a deflect. I think there's arguments on both sides.
Yeah, definitely. I mean.
And I hope it does well. There's a lot of good Gears teams out there. X-Optics being one of them.
They did something super smart, I think, with Gears. Is they had their first multiplayer review with esports, and they have a mode in the game they designed specifically for esports.
Wait, what do you mean? So is it
like they made the game mode specifically for esports? It's called Escalation. It's made specifically for competitive play.
Really? Okay. Yeah. So how's it different from multiplayer? Does multiplayer have several different game modes?
Yeah.
There's an esports itself.
Yeah, I think everybody can play Escalation. The article I was reading on it didn't have too much info, and I think they're kind of keeping that close to the chest to a certain extent.
Would it be its own playlist? Because not just one game mode?
Yeah, I think it would be like, because there's horde mode, obviously. There's escape. There's standard like TDM or whatever.
Yeah.
Pardon me. And then they have this mode called Escalation, which I have not heard of anybody making a game mode just for esports, and that might be the smartest thing I've ever heard of for an esports game.
Unless it sucks.
I mean, people have been saying it's good.
And then they're going like, okay, we should go back to what we used to do. Which I guess they always could. So
yeah, they always could. I don't know why everybody doesn't do that. Well, that would probably fix some of Overwatch's problems if they just had an esports mode.
Take away some maps, why don't you?
Yeah, right.
Please, for the love of God.
Right.
Have, like you said, make it seasonal. Yeah. These are this season's maps. These are next season's maps. Oh my, we're not going to get on that rampage.
Yeah, just dial it down a bit.
So Gears of War 5 can maybe compete with Call of Duty Modern Warfare.
I could see it.
I'll give you some percentages. I'll give you a chance. I'm very curious. I hope they both don't flop. I just cross my fingers one of them does well.
Yeah. I think right now I think Gears has a better chance than COD.
You guys can leave your thoughts on that down below. I'm not sure I agree with that one, but we'll see what happens, man.
Yeah, for sure.
I'll place my bets on COD. You place your bets on Gear. Yeah, in closing, Zan, we did tell you guys we'd be reading some comments.
Yeah.
I replied to a lot of the comments from last podcast. We don't get too many. So today we're going to try and actually answer some questions.
Right.
Some generally asked questions on the channel, and then we'll close it out for podcast episode number 17. What do you got for me, Zan?
Yeah, like I was telling you earlier, we get a lot of these questions all the time, so I figure might as well just, answer a couple of them.
Heck yeah, dude.
So,
love to.
Jake, real quick, if you wanted to get a job in esports, what's the first thing you would do?
Where
would you go?
I already like this segment. So I actually had someone ask me this on Twitter the other day. I would go to college for one.
Would you?
Okay, now let's not get the college debate going here. Let's just assume a lot of our audience is going to college.
Yeah,
let's not debate the fact that college could be a waste or not. I actually recommend a business degree if this is what the right path you want me to go down this question.
I mean, hey, it's genuinely what do you think is the best path to follow, generally speaking?
Okay, I would recommend any type of design degree or business degree in some sort of marketing sense. Some sort of business degree that puts yourself out there vocally, or design. A lot of community managers out there. Thumbnail design. Graphic design, I think, is where the wide variety of job offerings are in esports.
Right. Yeah, definitely.
And so that's what I recommend. And something that puts you out there and actually you can use your voice is always a benefit as well, I'd say.
Yeah, I would definitely say also just start a YouTube channel.
Yes. Good idea.
Yeah, doesn't matter if you get views or not.
Build yourself a portfolio so you can actually you don't want to walk into whatever interview you do and all of a sudden they're like, okay, where's your experience? And you're like, well, I thought about making videos, or I maybe streamed once or twice. Stream or make a video, go to a platform you can actually have show yourself building some sort of platform and show them you have the effort to put into it.
I like that answer.
Thank you, man.
So what happened? Okay, I imagine this is gonna be real, super quick. What happened to Codburner? Where did he go?
He's gone. Oh, did people ask this still?
Yeah, I saw that.
He's from what I've heard, he's not going to come back. I think he's still active somewhat on Twitter. Censor exposed the guy, and now, wow, weird. When you get exposed for being kind of creepy, you just go away.
That might be the first time I've heard of somebody actually just being like, I'm gone now after I'm being creepy. Most of them stick around and try to be like, oh yeah, I'm fine.
See him. I used to see him tweet over the past few weeks. I don't know, but he's done leaking at least for now.
Oh hey, I mean.
Because Rostermania is here, he hasn't said a word, so I assume he's gone.
All right, dope. Okay, so should CS:GO franchise?
That's a tough one, dude. I don't know why. That's a tough question.
Yeah.
I was going to talk about this today, so I'll try and keep it very brief. There's discussions of a potential kind of semi-franchise league where there's going to be exclusivity for teams. I don't know. I really don't know.
Yeah, for sure.
It depends on so much. I think CS:GO had a great future without franchising, so I'll lean towards no. But if I find out it could be better for the game, then heck yeah, I'm going to be down for it.
Yeah, for sure.
I don't like the idea of a full-out single franchise league which keeps teams out and keeps the same teams in.
Right.
So if you can find...
neither do I. Yeah, I kind of like the openness of CS:GO right now.
If you can find a healthy medium, hit me with it. I haven't seen an idea for franchise that's perfected, so I would say lean towards no for now.
All right, for sure. All right, last one that we got. People, we've been talking about merch. Now people are asking, when exactly is it coming? Trust, it's on the way. We got the jersey in the frame back here. We just got our sample of our hoodie in today, and they messed up the screen print, so we're getting another sample in.
Merch is tough. Zan's put a lot of work in behind the scenes.
Yeah, we're just trying to make sure it's good for you guys. We don't want you to have trash shirts or
yeah,
anything, right?
And as the channel is growing, thank you guys for subscribing and commenting. Like we want to take things a bit slow. We're not here to cash out anyway. So the merch, we're just trying to perfect things. We don't want to make it too expensive, but it's a tough merch is tough.
No, yeah, there's a lot of moving parts in a lot of different places you may not think.
So it's being worked on for sure. What else we got in closing, Zan? Anything else you want to announce this week?
In closing, definitely check out the website. We got a lot more Rainbow Six content coming for everybody who's been asking.
Yep.
Both on the website and the channel. Things are good there. If you happen to be into Magic the Gathering, we've somehow wound up to be the hub for that in some places.
On the website?
Yeah, on the website. Yeah, so come check us out. Anything you got going on the channel?
Just a huge thanks to everyone watching the videos. Really, we've really have seen some growth, and I can't thank you guys enough. It's been crazy. Last 2 months, been a really crazy last week. So we just want to thank you guys very much for watching the Esports Rewind Podcast. Yeah. Episode number 17. Cheers to you, Xanafer. We'll be back here next week. Same time, guys. Episode number 18. We hope you guys all enjoy. Until next time, peace.